today I wanted to talk about my collection of Lady Mechanika books. I actually really love this series. There's a Kickstarter going on right now, but I forget what it's for. So, probably missed it, but I think it's supposed to be a show. I'm not sure, but I do really like the comics, especially when they're drawn by Joe Benitez. Just look at her. She's all the things, isn't she? I love steampunk, so that's how I found out about her. Her eyes glow red, and she's been experimented on. She's sort of like a Frankenstein monster in a way, which is sad for her because she doesn't remember what happened to her. So it's a whole mystery, her backstory. I love this one. Look how beautiful she is. It's so fun. Pink dress. Yeah, the clothes she wears in this are amazing. And so much fun. It's a fun series. I hope they continue with it. All the guest cover artist here. Discover a beautifully illustrated steampunk world. Fair ships, monsters, one courageous but haunted heroine. And of course she has like what they called penny dreadfuls based on her. It was like their version of a written out cheap comic book they'd sell for a penny. And so she's a huge star in her own world. This one is the introduction. It's a decent chunky book. Here we have volume 2. This one's heavier. She goes a-traveling. She helps. She's like a bounty hunter, and she helps solve mysteries. So, like I don't want to say steampunk female Batman, but with like robotic features. She's sort of like a Swiss Army knife. But I mean, that does kind of fit her description. This is my favorite outfit of hers. Look how gorgeous it is. Look at her. She's beautiful. And the whole thing's beautifully drawn. Just, like, gorgeous. The environments, all these are all the different covers. Look at that. Fascinating. All of that stuff. Of course. And these are very well done books. Very well done. I think he was originally doing them himself so he could keep control. But I think he's partnered with somebody now on the newer volumes. And this volume is, I think, one of the saddest ones. It's there's a serial killer. It's killing small children, and they become these robots, which might sound familiar to people who play Five Nights at Freddy's, because it's that story. and there's some mysticism with it. And so now she has this girl that is the niece of her inventor friend who she hangs out with and has to save and stuff, but they help her with her mysteries. And now she's got this adorable teddy bear companion, very steampunk, that also helps her. It's an 8-year-old boy, so it doesn't help too much. I would like to see more of this gentleman. He's very handsome. I don't know if he's supposed to be her love interest, but I think it would be interesting to see him as a love interest. Because I don't want her with this guy, even though that does seem to be where it's headed. But anyway, that's not important. She's not in love at all. She flirts with him, though. I want him back. Joe, I want him back. Yeah, it's a huge mystery what happened to her. She's trying to discover it while trying to figure out, and here's the mysticism with the murdered boys. I think they're trying to make an army or something. I don't know why they're going with homeless children, but here we are. And so she discovers that, she stops them. But they're still like, he's still stuck in the bear suit. There's no way to change that. So he's gonna live as this bear now, which is unfortunate. I love that picture. She looks very surprised, but she looks great though. It looks beautiful, brightly colored. Of course, she looks gorgeous in that outfit. It doesn't make any sense for her to fight or anything in that thing, so I hope she's having a picnic. Anyway, this is cute too. That must be the stuff she wears under the purple dress. That's what I imagine. Anyway. There's that. This one was pretty neat. They were trying to set her up, Lady Mechanika, as a killer. So they had a robot version of her going around murdering like crazy. And very dark pages in here. I mean, with color, not necessarily how dark. But I think it turns out to be the poor crazy lady who lost her legs or something. She's in her beautiful dress. That's the one the bad guy was wearing. Victorian funeral attire. There he is, being badass and helping her. Ooh, I love these two. It's so fun. Day of the Dead. Showgirl. Very fun. This one's kind of sad for a different reason. Her red-headed mechanical friend, whose name escapes me, falls in love with a fairy who would eventually drain him dry and kill him, but he's in love with her. There she is. There she is. She is beautiful. And she does help him get his most wonderful inventions. But it's at the cost of his life, which is, morally reprehensible and probably more of a, more of a take on how artists have this myth that if they're not destroying themselves, they're not making their most creative work, which is a complete lie. As someone who draws and does stuff. Oh, she does look quite beautiful in that wedding dress. And, but they make her leave. She's a fairy, so Iron is involved. She lets him go. He's, going through some emotions right now, so they're not working together for the next few issues. But that's okay. He figures it out. I love these covers. She's the bad guy. She's from her past. They end up meeting sometimes, and having fisticuffs. Oh, I like that one. That one's very Art Nouveau, witchy, space witch. I love that. The fan. Oh, there's Day of the Dead. So, a more realistic version. That's fascinating. And this one was, it's called Sangre. It's not the best story. It's kind of an allegory. There's vampires, because sangre means blood, I think, in Spanish. And, but it's just representative of gay people. It's a metaphor. And it's not a bad story. It's a decent one. The art in here suffers a bit because I think Jeb Benitez, he got busy because he does other things. This is like his major pet project that he has. And it's you can tell it's by someone else. It's not quite the same quality. Nothing against this artist, it's just not what I was used to. It's printed the same, beautiful pages, nice glossy finish, all that good stuff. But yeah, I wasn't thrilled about it, and I think he realized almost none of his fans were thrilled about it because he went right back to doing it himself. So, more witch stuff. Day of the Dead of Hawaii. And that's what her arms look like. Under her sleeves and gloves and all the things she wears. They're like a metal, but no one understands how they were made and how they stay on her. They're like sort of a part of her now. Like in her skin and stuff. And it's not fully explained, which is fine. I can wait to hear how that goes, so long as I keep getting more stuff. And here is volume 7, latest volume. And this one details her backstory. This is actually Lady Mechanika. She looks very different from her polished or even her badass self. And there she is as a child. She's, yeah, it's very interesting, sad. It details her past. She finds out she may not have done the good thing that she thought she had done. And it's, quite sad. But, I really like this volume. I'm looking forward to more. I'm glad we finally got her backstory from the Ministry of Hell. And she is the monster of the Ministry of Hell. All the awkward people that are there. And they're mostly, it's physical issues that these people have. One has one eye, one is a giant nose somehow, and there's a doctor. To her he's terrifying, but he was trying to make her okay and safe, feel safe with him. That didn't happen, and things happen, and she has some regrets. Now this is an extra issue. It's not a volume per se, but it's one of my favorites. De la Dama de la Morta, the Lady of the Dead, and Benitez is Hispanic, and I love this issue. It's a bit shorter than the rest of them, but it's fantastic. Look at her. Oh my goodness, look at her. Oh, beautiful. She has a past. She has a boyfriend that must have died. And she remembers him in this issue, and she realizes she has to get over it and just live her life. And she goes and she tries to save these people, and they all die. The gang of people just killing everybody. And this blind guy helps her into this outfit to save her. But anyway, she goes and she gets revenge. These people will stop doing it. And yeah, and it's sad. She wins, but she doesn't, because all the villagers are dead, but they won't do it again. And she's like the embodiment of the Day of the Dead, Lady of the Dead in this one. That is so beautiful. And very sad. Tragic and all that stuff. But I like it. It's very good. But, there it is. It's beautiful. So those are all the main volumes. All 8 of them at this point. I'm sure there'll be more. I love it. I hope it continues. This is one of the longest series I've stuck around for. Usually when it gets this long, I'm like, okay, I need to go, you know. I don't want to commit that much. But for this one, I definitely will. And I also wanted to show a few of the comics. I got them because I thought the covers were really cool. This one from a store in Palmyra, which is probably not a town you've ever heard of. This one, also from the same store. This one's the cover that goes, oh, it was supposed to go. You have the one here, and then the other one on the other side. But I didn't get both. And then I just loved this one. She was such a pretty little fairy, and she doesn't smile too often, so I thought that was interesting. And it's just so beautiful. Look at the ombre. Her arms, she's letting them show, all brave. And then of course it features all of my favorite things on this cover. She's a Grim Reaper with her wonderful scythe. She's in purple. She's clothed like a matronly badass woman. There's an owl, love owls, and skulls and stuff, and her wings, avenging angel of death. It's such a cool cover. I love that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more from the story. I also wanted to bring some attention to it because I think it deserves more. And it looks like he's willing to fight to continue it, so that's all good. And if you stayed and watched till the end, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and also leave a comment if you also enjoy this series. And thank you.